We finished each other's sentences.
Weird.
It's
We're doing well connected. I just flipped through to see what I had to do.
Your line, your line, your line.
Blah, 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 blah. Ooh. I think I was in Los Angeles. I was working on something else, and it came in, and I had other work I should have been doing, but I just dropped everything. I mean, it's so exciting, you know. We're only a few months ahead of the rest of the world with this stuff because there isn't a series of books. So
It's also a very rare thing because normally if you read a script for something, you're deciding whether to do it or whether to audition for it, and it's a different thing when you're like, oh, I'm doing this, so how, and so you can't cut away the sort of how am I going to do it as you're going through it. All I remember when you asked that question is I got real anxiety because I remember the first day of filming the first film, which was a scene with Catherine in the in which this murtlap bursts out and Dan bursts out of this case, and I was so nervous and I was wearing all these layers of tweed and it was summer that I just sweated so much that they basically had to stop filming. They had to bring in an air conditioner and blast it only on me. Everyone else was in coats, no one else was fine, but I was so nervous that they were just having to come and cake my... So it actually genuinely brings me in hives even thinking about it. My first scene in this one was with little Pickett, the first time you see Newt, and with Zoe, seeing Leta Lestrange for the first time and staring at her shoes. And it was also really weird because the first time Leta and Newt see each other, David Yates, our director, had us do this thing where we stare into the camera rather than at each other. So we're meant to be showing this sort of whole history of a relationship, staring straight down the barrel of a lens. I found it really hard. We had to do about 900 takes.
I was alone.
I was very lucky. Oh, you were alone? What did you have to do?
All by herself.
That can sometimes be easier.
Yeah.
It can be one of those light, you know what I mean?
Nobody holding me back, bringing me down.
Or just also
having to go to like your levels is really hard for me. But you know, when I'm alone, I can just deliver my genius.
I know at least it's going to be good. They'd already started. I think they'd done at least four or 5 weeks, and I got to sort of come in during that time to have costume fittings and beard length fittings and all sorts of things. Should we trim it a little bit more? Yeah, go a little bit more. And then the whole of my opening scene, which is with Eddie, we shot over about a week, didn't we?
So your first thing was that first look in all the trailers of Dumbledore's home. I think that's quite stressful. Your first moment of the reveal of Dumbledore having to turn around. I would have been scrutinising my neck turn for days. That or that or that. I mean, there's so many options. There was a really wonderful moment when Newt and Tina and Leta are running away from these things called matagos, these spirit familiars. They're kind of cats in the French ministry. And Newt's case falls out of his hand and Tina basically jumps down to go and protect it. And then these cats are coming for Newt and Leta beats the living hell out of them. I actually saw a cut that had that and it was pretty freaking cool and it got cut for time.
I haven't seen the movie yet, so I'm hearing it here first. Bummer. The ladies were taking care of you.
Riding the Kelpie, this sort of underwater Scottish creature that's like made of seaweed, you have to shoot underwater in a tank. And basically, in order for the takes to be quite long, they wanted me to learn to hold my breath really long. So I was sent to meet this free diver, this woman who can literally hold her breath for about 25 minutes. And she taught me to like zen out and become really chilled. And it was amazing. Over like a day, she sort of managed to extend my breath patterns, which I was sort of so smug about. And I said to David, don't worry, we could do 20-minute takes, I've got this. And then of course what I didn't realise is that film sets are the most hardcore, quite intense places. And so the point is, in order to hold your breath that long, you have to be in an incredibly zen place. And actually just before the take, I was going, I could hold it for about 3 seconds. That's why it's a very short scene, the Kelpie scene.
I didn't know that it was available.
Yeah, he wasn't offered. I guess when you're playing Dumbledore, they're like, you must know.
Yeah. I carried a wand-length piece of a twig, basically, around with me for a whole summer in preparation. I just wanted to get used to having this thing and playing with it. it depends how far it goes over the next 3, but in a way, it would be amazing to have Tom Riddle just appear.
Yeah.
To see him say at Hogwarts being taught by Dumbledore or being taught by one, just even if it was just in passing, the cinema would, you know what I mean? This little kid sort of bullying someone else or in a corner. Yeah. It would be amazing.
I think, and given that I auditioned and very badly failed the part of Tom Riddle, I think it might be the one moment if Tom Riddle to walk past Newt in Hogwarts, like, Newt wouldn't be quite so nice anymore. Give him a nudge, little elbow, quick one.
Trip him
They're
up.
like, you're going to do it like that?
You can do it like that, are you?
But then again, that could be the knock on it. That could be one of the reasons, you see, he gets so messed up. All because of that encounter.